Alright, these are 7 GRE verbal questions that we have to solve in this video. The directions that are given here are: each sentence below has 1 or 2 blanks, each blank indicating that something has been omitted. Beneath the sentence are 5 lettered words or sets of words. Choose the word or set of words for each blank that best fits the meaning of the sentence as a whole. Right? The center's reputation, though dash by false allegations of misconduct, emerged from the ordeal dash. Now we're looking for a negative word here and a positive word here, right? For sure. The very first one is shaken and unscathed. Unscathed here means not injured or harmed. Destroy and intact, damaged and impaired, impugned and unclear. Impugned here means challenged, criticized, or questioned someone's honesty. So I'll write criticized. And tarnished and sullied. Sullied means spoiled. Emerged from the ordeal. Ordeal means a very difficult, painful, or stressful experience, right? So the pair that best fits here is the sentence reputation, though shaken by false allegations of misconduct, emerged from the ordeal unscathed. So it's A, that is the answer. This poetry is not dash, it is more likely to appeal to an international audience. You see, the range is more than is poetry with strictly regional themes. So we are looking for a word that is, similar in meaning to regional. Familiar, democratic, technical, complex, provincial. Now provincial is region based, or dividing or distributed. So this is the answer. The poetry is not provincial, it is more likely to appeal to an international audience than is poetry with strictly regional themes. I'll move on to the third one. Experienced employers recognize that business students who can dash different points of view are ultimately more effective as managers than the brilliant and original students who dash dogmatically to their own formulations, who stick dogmatically to their own formulations. We're looking something here that is more similar to stick, and let's choose a word for here. The very first one is discredit and revert. B is assimilate. Assimilate here means to absorb or learn something. Which is a good fit for the question, by the way, who can assimilate different points, who are open to discussion, open to learn, or something of that sort, and that are the brilliant and original students who adhere dogmatically to their own formulations. So B is the answer, it perfectly fits. And the rest of the options are impose and refer, disregard and incline, and E is advocate and relate, right? So here B is the answer. Fourth one is pose dash reviews of contemporary fiction which often find great merit in otherwise dash literary gems. Must make us respect his critical judgment in addition to his well-known literary talent. Let's go through the options. We're looking for a positive word in the first blank, and something that is not admirable in the second one. Okay, the first is thorough and completed. Then we have petulant, which is irritably impatient, right? It means irritably impatient. And then we have insightful and unappreciated. Okay, so full of vision and very thoughtful, appreciated, something that doesn't get what it should get. So I'll go with C. Pose insightful reviews of contemporary fiction, which often find great merit in otherwise unappreciated literary gems, must make us respect his critical judgment in addition to his well-known literary talent. C is the answer, and the other options are enthusiastic and acclaimed, harsh and undeserving. So C it is. Okay. The fifth one is the significance of the Magna Carta. Now, this is Latin for the Great Charter. And in that charter, it was the idea that the king was not above the law. Okay, so the significance of Magna Carta lies not in its provisions, but in its broader impact, right? So we're looking for a word that is opposite to broader. Okay, it made the king subject to the law. Specific is very restricted, is limited. This suits well. Revolutionary, implicit, controversial, and finite. So specific it is. The significance of Magna Carta lies not in its specific provisions, but in its broader impact. It made the king subject to the law. Okay. The sixth one is the theory of cosmic evolution states that the universe, having begun in a state of simplicity and has dashed into a great variety. You see, something that is simple is not that complicated, right? Okay, so we're looking for a word that means not that complicated, something similar or like that. Has dashed into great variety. Okay, let's see. So two different words, more or less opposite to each other. Equilibrium and modulated, no. Homogeneity. Homogeneity means, similar, or homo means same. So simplicity and homogeneity. Something that is homogeneous is also simple. So we can go with this. Has differentiated, distributed, or in a great variety. So B it is. And the other options are contrast and metamorphosed, proportion and accelerated, not suitable, intelligibility and developed, not at all suitable. Okay, so the option B is correct. The theory of cosmic evolution states that the universe, having begun in a state of simplicity and homogeneity, has differentiated into great variety. Okay, the last one is a bit, not printed the right way. So I'll read it out. Not wishing to appear the junior member, the research group refrained from any criticism of the senior members' plan for dividing up responsibility for the entire project, right? So the first line is missing, which is not wishing to appear the junior members. Okay, that's the first line. And the options here are reluctant and evaluating, inquisitive, and offering. Inquisitive here means I'm curious and eager to learn. Okay, the C option is presumptuous. Presumptuous means too confident in a way that is disrespectful, right? So the line is not wishing to appear presumptuous. The junior member, the research group, refrained from venturing, because here venturing means doing something that involves risk or uncertainty, right? Doing something that involves risk or uncertainty. So this is the option that best fits. We'll go through other options as well. Involves uncertainty. Right? The other ones are censorious and undercutting, no. Moralistic and observing, not at all. So the option is presumptuous and venturing. Presumptuous, I repeat myself, means too confident in a way that is disrespectful, and venturing means doing something that involves uncertainty or risk. Right? So this is what best fits. I'll repeat the entire sentence with the appropriate answers. Not wishing to appear presumptuous, the junior member of the research group refrained from venturing any criticism of the senior members' plan for dividing up responsibility for the entire project. So this is these were the 7 questions that we were supposed to discuss. That's it.